When you use the short-term rental data, the biggest challenge is, can I trust this data? So we've been trying to address these issues. So we have introduced a few new concepts. So in the listing page, we are showing the data confidence level. This tells, from our perspective, it shows whether it's a good data or bad data. So this is an example of a bad data. So we still track everything here, but this listing, the data is less trustworthy than other better data. So I'll explain why. So the listing isn't currently active, as you can see. And the listing was available for less than 9 months in the last 1 year, and 80% of the night was not used for the short-term bookings. So for that reason, we do track the data for this listing, but we consider this as the bad data. So the example of a good data is, for this listing, the listing link is opening. And also, the listing was available for more than 9 months, with 80% of nights was used for the short-term bookings. So as you can see, listing was available for more than 9 months in the last 1 year. And if you see their calendar, this was spotty. Like some nights are available, some nights are booked. So we can tell that it's highly likely this was available for actual short-term rentals. So in the short-term rental data, there are average daily rate and occupancy rate, and based on these two, we calculate the revenue. So we want it to be as transparent as possible with how we are calculating the average daily rate and occupancy rate of a specific listing. So for the average daily rate, we are only able to check like this. So this is how our internal machine is doing every day for different listings. So what we do is we check different weekdays and weekend nights, and we record it in our database. So we are trying to show that very transparently. So for Tuesday, it was $62 per night on September 30th. So we are showing like how we observed and what was the rate, and how many weekdays rate and how many weekend rate we observed to reach the conclusion of the $105 ADR for this listing. For the occupancy rate, we are showing the last 12 months by month breakdown of the occupancy rate. And as you can see, you'll be seeing the range. So the 42%, which translate to 13 confirmed nights, those are the nights that's actually blocked in the calendar when we observed it. But we also make an assumption based on the various criteria that there could be about three last minute bookings that we didn't capture in the calendar. So this can be right or this can be wrong. There can be more than 3, there can be less than 3, but this amount is something that we find to be like typically true. So this is how we get the range for each of the month. And we are also showing the calendar snapshot that we have actually captured from our database. And this is how it looks like for the September. So we are showing this so that you can get the actual idea about, okay, for September, we are saying that 68% was the occupancy rate. And how was the calendar look like? Okay, so these are the nights that was booked. So we are showing the actual example so that you can be more sure with the occupancy rate that we are showing. We are also showing which month was either unavailable or was booked for the midterm. This is the case where the calendar was booked for the 30, 40, 50, 60 nights consecutively. These can be actual midterm bookings, which generated good revenues, or the listing was not available for booking. Maybe the landlord was doing the renovation or was doing something else. So we also show the information about which month was possibly booked for the midterm or unavailable months. So for this example, we are seeing many months was actually just unavailable for short-term bookings. This was the bad data example.